Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be doing another boiler retrofit, and we're going to be removing this lovely Teledyne Lars boiler. It was installed about 20 years ago, and as you can see, it's had a good run, but it's time to update this to a little bit better and more modern setup. We have 3 zones on this particular setup, one for the basement, main floor, and upstairs. And we're going to remove these 3. We're going to clean up all the wiring here, and we're going to remove the venting, remove the gas. We're also going to be removing the hot water tank at a later point and clean up everything, because we're going to put it on the wall up here. We're actually going to remove the plywood here, or dry wall, and put new plywood up, and able to mount everything up on this wall. Should look much cleaner and much prettier. We're going to get rid of all the existing wiring here, especially with that switching relay box, the pumps, the venting, and we're going to bring our new venting hopefully up through this roof. If not, we're going to be going through the side. But as long as we don't have any offsets and we can bring our venting straight down, that'll be the best option for us. But we're going to have to move various things and various wires in order to get to that point. So we will see what this turns out to be in about a week. See you soon. And we're back. A little bit of time has passed, but it was worth the wait. We have completed this Navien NFC 175 combo with a few surprises here, and we'll show them to you now. And there it is, guys, complete and finished. So what you see before you is the Navien NFC 175 Combi boiler unit, completed with Aquatherm piping rather than the standard copper piping that we've been using on other installs. But also we've done a few other changes. So what we've done here is we've actually added in a low loss header. This hydraulic separator, a low loss header, is basically just designed to divide the systems. The water mixes in between inside this vessel, but basically it helps with your primary loop going around and around, and then of course your secondary loop going around and around. And in between there, they mix, and of course the water returning back from the system ends its way back into the boiler, and then we have our supply replenishing that in there, and then you get that heat exchange, separating everything inside this hydraulic separator. And when we did this, we also used one of the great features of the Navien, and this particular Navien, the FireTube Combi, gives you 3 zoning ports, so you can actually hook up 3 zones using pumps rather than actual zone valves. So you may remember earlier on in the video we had 3 actual Honeywell zone valves. Well, we've replaced them with 3 Grundfos pumps. Cost-wise, it makes the most sense, and it's something different, and you don't have to use any external controllers like some of the Tecmar ones we've been using in prior videos. We have put in these 1/8 pressure gauges, so you can see the delta P when the pump is on. Right now there is no zone calling for heat right now, so they're all off at the moment. We're in the fall up here in Canada, but it's actually a very warm fall day. And then as they go up, we also have our returns coming back. This was not done in reverse return just because it didn't really need to be, because the system was so small. So technically the first one fed is the first one to return, and we've used the first one as our bottom floor, the second is main, and then the third is top floor, and then same over here labeled. So if you have to do work on a zone, you can isolate it quite easily and shut these valves off, and away you go, taking out the pump or doing repair on the line, whatever it may be. You can see the nice thing about these particular Aquatherm ball valves is they're very easy to replace, which is nice. If there's ever an issue or problem with them, you can disconnect these unions with the system drained, of course, and then you can take this section of the valve out and replace it with a new one, making it really easy. The very cool thing about Aquatherm, if some of you don't know, it's a fusible pipe. It's a fusion based with a phaser compound, and basically when you fuse 2 joints together, they become stronger than the fitting or the pipe as a whole. So ultimately, I really do like the system because of that. Every joint you make, the system gets stronger. Whereas opposed to, and we can see here, solder joints, well, this and these are the strong points. This is the weak point. This is where the bonding is happening. And then of course, if that ever fails, then of course you have a leak, right? So that is one of the advantages I like about Aquatherm. Aquatherm, for the most part, is about the same price as copper, except when you get to the actual adapters and unions and ball valves themselves. They do get a little bit more costly, but they're also worth the actual investment. Down here, we have our secondary supply and return. And we go further down here, and we have another set of ball valves. Now, these came in very handy because what we did to flush the system out was we basically just took the hot coming out of the domestic hot water, and the boiler actually heated its own, or heated the water to flush its own system. And what we did is we just simply put it through the supply, shut these off, and opened up one zone at a time, let it return, shut that one off, go to the next one, and get all the air, the dirt, and we were able to flush the system at the same time without using any chemicals. But however, in an old system like this is where it is very key to have one of these magnetic filters. These ones come from Navien here, or supplied by Navien, either sometimes with the boiler or separately. This one I bought separately because I wanted to get away with the Navien primary secondary manifold system that they have there, which works fine. I just felt I could do something a little bit better and a little bit cleaner. And that's where we end up here with the service valves down here. And whenever you're coming to descale these units, flush these units out, drain them, whatever the situation might be, you have the domestic cold and hot, and then you have the heating supply, heating return and heating supply. And you just shut them off, and then you can just run your descaler through the unit and clean them out. I also label them, so it's very easy to understand domestic cold, domestic hot, and then these yellow markers are all your heating lines, and you can instantly understand where the flow is going. And I did add these thermometers here to give just to help and see your delta T and where and the temperature is going. It didn't have to be. It was a little bit of an extra, but it didn't cost very much at all to do. But it is just those little things that do help when you're diagnosing a system. What's actually wrong? Is this pump actually circulating? Is it circulating? Do we have a temperature change? Sometimes you can't go with the gauges themselves. Or you don't trust them and you want a secondary opinion, right? So once again, while we're here, we used one of these Calefacto support arms with a service center valve, gauge, and all that to mount our expansion tank right here. This expansion tank is designed to be in this position where the water's up here and the air's down here. And the nice thing, if you do all these things, a service valve, shut it off, isolate it, drain it, you can put your air compressor on up here and charge it the way it should be. Once again, spending the few extra dollars to do it right and actually have the proper units. The one other change that we've done with this boiler is that we do not use the boiler feed inlet valve, which is actually right here. What we've done is we've actually done a separate valve with a lot of traditional boilers. If this ever fails, then obviously we have a problem, but just avoiding that, what we've done here is we tied in our domestic line over here to our boiler feed, and we have this Calefacto unit with a 9D backflow device, which I think Watts makes one of these, but this is actually Calefacto's. And then of course you see we have the pressure reducing valve, which is nice because you can actually adjust them a lot easier than others. And then you have your bypass fill valve there, which is also very handy. It's separate, it's isolated, and then this way it goes to the expansion tank on the other side and also mixes in this center area where we have the hydraulic separator. Hydraulic separator is always nice to have. Drain valve, and of course a very good auto vent because this system is super quiet now when it's on. We did our relief valves here in the back rather than the front. Normally, with a lot of these units, we have mounted our relief valve on the top, but we just used the auto vent here and just mounted the relief valves on the outlets for the domestic and the heating side. So once again, all your valves are here. It's all straight, plumb, neat. All the wires are all hidden. These three are for the pumps when they return. And as you can see, we've hidden them there so you don't see a lot of wires coming here behind the wall. We painted the wall, make it look a lot better than what it was. Venting is very simple. And then of course we went up through the chimney there, which was a little bit of a challenge, but that's the way it is sometimes. And then over here, what we've done, here's our condensate trap. Put a T here just to let the system breathe. Drain down here. Union, if you ever have to take this out, service it, change the media. And of course, another one here to let it overflow if it ever backs up over to the drain. And that's it, guys. That basically completes this NFC 175 install. Probably in the next few videos, we might try a few other different boilers just to see how they are out there in the field. But I really do like and love the Navien product for a lot of reasons. Sometimes I do wish for aesthetics that perhaps Navien will change the elevations of some of these just to make things equal for piping. But like I say, those are minor details. Anyways, guys, this is James from Canuck Mechanical bringing you an end to this video of this lovely install that we did for this customer. We went a little bit above and beyond, but at the end of the day, I think he'll be very happy. Take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.